A lot of you women keep asking me, how do I find high value women? How do I find women who are on the same mindset, on the same level? And I'm here to tell you that you're not going to. I'm here to tell you that there's no friendship in this game. There are people who you talk to, such as people that you work with, that you say hi, how are you, and have simple conversations with. There are people out there who are like your neighbors who say hi, how are you too. There are people out there that you can have simple conversations with. You can go sit, have a coffee. But there is no person in this game that you need to go to and get deep with, because they will drag you down. And I'm not here to create trust issues, but people who have experienced this will understand what I'm talking about. People who haven't experienced this, if you don't want to listen to me, then you're just going to get dragged down eventually. Like, you're going to have to learn things the hard way. Because jealous women are dangerous. You cannot go and get deep with a woman. Do not be telling people your love life. Do not be telling people your success. Once you glow up, once you lose weight, once you become successful, you will find out who your real friends are, and you're gonna realize that a lot of them are not your real friends. If you have beauty, if you have intelligence, confidence, success, know how to dress, or have a nice body, you will attract haters. You will attract jealous women. You could literally attract jealous women out of doing nothing. Walk into a restaurant and women are already talking bad about you to make themselves feel better. This is why I constantly teach to move in silence, because the evil eye is real. If glowing up was easy, everyone would be doing it. But as we know, there are people out there who just don't come with that self-discipline to do that. They are what I call lazy. And those lazy people are very small-minded, jealous, uneducated, negative. But yet there are people out there who come with that self-discipline, who teach themselves that they do want to change and they're going to do that. Those lazy people are looking at the people that want to change, and they don't want that happening. They don't want to see improvements in others. So what are they going to do? They're going to drag you back with them. This is why you have to be really careful what company you keep. The women that will be envious of you are the ones who constantly complain about their weight, their looks, their outfits, and they do nothing to change it. They don't put that hard work to actually change that. So what do? They choose to envy you instead. They see you are doing the hard work. How dare you? So they're going to find ways to make sure that you go back to their level. Because nobody wants to see a person doing better than them. These are the same women that want you to do bad in life. They will sabotage your life, your career, your reputation. They will go off making up stories about you just to make you look worse and them better. They will even sleep with your man and they don't even want your man. They only sleep with your man so that they can convince themselves that they're on your level, that they can have what you have. Take a look at Beyonce, for example. You think if Jay-Z was walking down the street, he wasn't successful, he didn't have Beyonce, you think women would want to sleep with this guy? Nobody would even look at him. Nobody would even tell him good morning. Okay? But the fact that he's successful and on top of that he has Beyonce, of course other women want to sleep with him. How many women want to be like Beyonce? You constantly hear this phrase of like, who do you think you are, Beyonce? Women want to look like Beyonce. They want to have a body like Beyonce. They want to have the confidence that Beyonce has. They want to have the voice that Beyonce has. So what does a woman do who hates on Beyonce? She tries to sleep with her man to convince herself that she's on Beyonce's level, that she can have what Beyonce has. And usually these kind of women expose themselves really fast. All you have to do is sit back and listen on how they talk about other women. They'll tell you all the dirty work they've done to sabotage another woman's life. And notice this topic is on friends. A woman who's not your friend and goes and tries to steal your man away from you, she doesn't owe you anything. That's a you problem and that's your husband's problem. She doesn't owe you their respect, she doesn't owe you anything. But what I'm trying to tell you is that when women expose themselves and say proudly, like, yeah, I stole this woman's husband, man, whatever, trust and believe it's going to happen to you too. These are the women that you do not want to be, you just don't want them to know anything about your business, your love life, anything like that. You want them out of it. Now, we need to remember that men also play in this game. Women who are jealous are women who secretly wish to be you. Men who are jealous of you are men who secretly wish they had you. You know, you sometimes see men who are getting jealous because women, maybe get a lot of matches on Tinder. Many men confess that they get mad at that. They also confess that men get mad on the fact that women can get more followers, that women can get men to, pay for things. Men confess on these things all the time, on how much it pisses them off, how much it's not fair, because men want that lifestyle. Men want that easy lifestyle that women have. Men want to be wearing heels, makeup, shoving tampons up there, you know what? They want that. And they're jealous that they don't have that. So men can also be jealous. So also you need to be careful of men, because some women get, they become friends with men who are jealous of their lifestyle. When her male friend starts finding out that maybe she does, I don't know, OnlyFans, or maybe she just simply talks to a guy and he just sends her money, you will notice that certain men get jealous. I've had those men in my life too who, I had this one guy who just sent me money for following me. And he was so mad. He was so mad about it. Like, yeah, he just was like, it's not fair. How come us men don't get this? And he tried to figure out ways to get me to make more money and splitting it with him. You also have to be careful with men, because men do not like women who get spoiled, who get money out of men easily, because men are jealous of it. Like I told you, men want to be able to wear heels and makeup and look good and seduce men. Men want to do that. So men can be jealous too. Sometimes these kind of people are hard to spot. Sometimes they don't give themselves away. Some of these people know how to keep their mouth shut. But you're still going to be able to spot them, because you're going to have a feeling that they have this hidden energy towards you. And once you feel that, you should just back off. Because honestly, everyone likes you unless you become a competition. Once you have a good life, people try to hurt you. They try to lower your morals. They will work really hard to bring you down. And it's just human behavior. People can't see other people doing better than them. The only reason people around you, yell at you saying you're a gold digger is because of this. They think that calling you a gold digger will somehow lower your morals and will kill your spirit and will bring you down. And that is their only goal. For me, sadly, most of my enemies are my friends. And I won't lie that it hurts sometimes, because some of these people I really love dearly. And sometimes it makes me want to go back to when, I was fat and had nothing going for myself, because that's when people weren't threatened by me. I had nothing going for myself, so nobody really cared. I had this big group of friends that I liked being around, and ever since I lost weight and gained confidence and, all of that stuff, the jealousy started. And then when a person is jealous, I know, it's just, I can easily catch a woman that pretends to be my friend in disguise. I won't say anything, but I will always have an ill feeling about that friend. And they usually expose themselves in very small ways that eventually just becomes obvious. And I think a lot of us, when we're younger, we constantly think that having a large group of friends or having a big social group is very important and it's a lot better. But once you grow up and once you actually have things going for yourself, you end up realizing that there are way too many fake people out there and they're simply not worth the energy. I really cut a lot of people off because I'm a huge advocate of quality over quantity, and I will always believe in that. And another thing that I had to learn is that the realest people that you'll ever meet are people who don't have much friends. And I think that that's more than okay. Because in my opinion, it is better to have one loyal friend than 20 jealous people. Because I'm telling you right now, these 20 people who act and pretend to be your friend, if they know that they can somehow sabotage your life, get you down on their level, they will. If you're a woman that's lazy and doesn't take care of herself, you're not a threat. You won't have enemies. And no, it's not that you don't have enemies just because you're kind. There are plenty of women out there who are freaking models, who are so kind, and people will literally do anything to ruin those women. You simply have nothing going for yourself. People view you as somebody who's below them. If they saw you upgrading, taking care of yourself, looking better, becoming happier, becoming successful, that's when you're gonna start creating haters. And sadly, sometimes those haters are people who are the closest to us, our friends, our family. Jealous women are a level below you. They believe that they're trapped there, and they are, because they're not going to do any work to get out of there. They choose to hate on you. They are the people who secretly, deeply admire and respect you. Now, unfortunately, I ran into these women plenty of times, and unfortunately, from hearing my friends' experiences, it was enough for me to learn who to keep around and who not to keep around. So, in order to protect, obviously, their names, we'll call one of them Anna, the other one Bella. And me and Anna were best friends. We literally grew up together like childhood friends, and she was the one who introduced me to Bella. Now, Anna and Bella were also really good friends. Anna secretly was jealous of Bella's boyfriend because Bella was getting spoiled. Bella had a boyfriend who was mature and kind, and Anna was secretly jealous. Bella didn't know this. So eventually, somewhere down the line, Bella did cheat on her boyfriend, and she's been cheating on him for a while. And Anna saw this as a perfect opportunity to go off and snitch. So what did Anna do? Now, Anna is mutual friends with Bella's boyfriend. And they all have mutual friends, and they ended up like all hanging out, and Bella wasn't there. So Anna saw this as a perfect opportunity to go and tell off on Bella and say, you know what, Bella has been cheating on you, yada yada, and she slept with her boyfriend. Now, the next day, Anna was at Bella's place, and Bella started crying because her boyfriend, messaged her telling her that he knows that she's been cheating, that he's also cheated on her, slept with another woman, and Bella was crying, and Anna was, telling her, how could anyone do this to you? That is so horrible. Eventually, Bella found out that it was her because the boyfriend eventually told her. But again, some women would be like, oh, well, Bella deserved it because she cheated and stuff like that. I don't care whether she cheated or not. It doesn't matter, even though I'm the one who's like against cheating. I truly feel disgusted on the fact that, you have to think about it. Why is Anna still at Bella's place pretending like she didn't do it? It's simply disgusting to me that you're going to be sitting here, giving me hugs, saying, how could somebody do this to you when you were the person who did it? It is a disgusting game to play. Truly, I am telling you, certain women you just do not bring close to your man. I don't care what you think, oh, she deserved it, well, she cheated, yada yada. It doesn't matter. She's her friend, and she's been plotting this for a while. She was trying to figure out, how am I going to sabotage their relationship? Another story, we'll just call her Janet. This girl ended up telling me about how she used to have really bad jealousy, and she told me that she was really jealous of this one best friend of hers. Now, her best friend asked her if she could dye and cut her hair. And Janet told me she on purpose didn't do a good job. She purposely did a horrible job because she wanted her to look worse, because all the men constantly looked at her, constantly complimented her, and Janet wanted to kind of feel more like she was also wanted. So she purposely cut her hair terribly, she purposely dyed it terribly, hoping that she wouldn't be able to pull it off, and somehow she told me that her best friend still ended up pulling it off because she was so extremely good looking and ended up getting a lot of compliments. But even though Janet told me she used to be jealous, I still stay careful of that because it's like, damn, you're really gonna go out of your way to purposely cut someone's hair terribly and dye it. Listen, I don't know about other women. My hair is so, so, so important to me. It is literally one of the things that make me beautiful. I cannot ever imagine that somebody hates me this much that they want to ruin my hair. Hair is just so important to so many women that if you're gonna be such a disgusting human being that you purposely ruin it, you have so much work to do. Women who are jealous of you are the women who will bring up embarrassing stories of you in front of men or friends. They will post unflattering pictures and videos of you and say, oh, it was just a joke, or, oh, I didn't think you wouldn't like it. Okay? Even though it looks terrible, you got one eye closed, the other one you look like you're drunk. Okay, they're the same women who tell you that you're way too skinny and you need to eat more, but yet they're gonna be the ones crying on how unhealthy their weight is and how much they wish they had your body at the same time. These women will even copy you. They do not have an identity of their own. Your identity is now their identity, okay? What you wear, they're gonna wear. The color you like, they're gonna like. Your nails are always pink, now their nails are always pink. You talk that way, they're gonna talk that way. You know these languages, they're gonna learn these languages. I've had people like this in my life. It's so scary. And it's just too obvious. It's one thing if I, maybe inspired you to maybe change up your fashion, okay. But when you copy every little thing that I do, it becomes a bit scary. And that's what these jealous women will do. They will look at you and you will notice that they're copying literally everything that you do. The way you look, your personality, the way you talk, the men you like, everything. All their taste completely changes to your taste. Sometimes these friends will even try to encourage or influence you to do things that will ruin your character, such as cheating, doing stupid or selfish things that you normally wouldn't do. And this definitely happened to me years ago. I remember that. Okay, years and years ago, I had this one boyfriend that I lived with. He was amazing, good heart, like, paid for everything, did everything correctly, okay? And I ended up going to a bar with, we'll call her Brittany, and she was very different than I was. Like, I was like one of those super good girls. Like, that was the time when I was like a freaking virgin, okay? And we were just very different. She was like somebody who liked to sleep around, hook up, and I was like the complete opposite. I was like against the hookup culture. But I loved being with her because she was so different than I was, and she was fun. So basically, I ended up over drinking that time, and she wanted to sleep with one of the guys, and she's like, we should both go home with them. I will sleep with this guy, you'll sleep with his best friend. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, I'm not going with you. Like, I have a man, you know this, and you know I'm in a good relationship. Like, and I just remember she kept trying to convince me, and I remember like crying during that night because I was so drunk. And we agreed to go home together, and I was just upset with her because she was trying to ditch me for some guy. Forget it. Anyways, it was just a whole mess. And I don't know, after that, like once like I got home, I took a taxi alone, and I just thought about it. I was like, this is not my friend. Like, what friend knows that you have a good thing going on, and then at the same time she tries to sabotage it, and she tries to say, no, you know what, you should go cheat and do your own thing. Like, sooner or later I would have gotten caught. And I knew my man at that time would just not, there's no way he would have forgiven me. Like, if he were to find out, he would never even talk to me again. So I'm just telling you honestly, like, women like that are to be, they need to be gone. Same with women who try to convince you to, physically fight, get into physical fights and stuff. They need to be gone. Like, those women are always women who end up in, like, freaking jail, who end up being single mothers. And I don't know, currently in the country that I'm at, women here don't fight physically. Like, I've never heard of such a thing. The most a woman will do to you is scream or ignore you. But if you live in, like, America or Canada, women will physically fight you. Like, they will throw punches, they will smash your face to the floor. Like, I've seen it. It is scary. So if you live in those areas, yeah, there's a lot of those kind of women out there, and you do not want to become friends with them. And now, of course, I have another story. So that same man that I told you guys about, who was such a good guy and a good heart, I don't know what to call him. Let's call him Johnny, okay? So I actually met him through mutual friends at a bar, and when I wanted him, like when I was kind of interested and I was going to see if my mutual friends can kind of hook it up, they told me, oh, I don't know, because his best friend, like, he's basically has feelings for his best friend, and I don't know what to call her. Let's call her Daniela. I don't know, it's the first name that came up. So, okay, I'm going to try to remember these names. So basically, Johnny liked Daniela friend-zoned Johnny. And when I looked at Daniela, she was like an Oompa Loompa, okay, compared to me. Like, I was really good looking compared to her. So I was like, this is not even going to be a challenge. Like, hook it up. And he ended up, he wanted to get to know me, and we ended up liking each other, and that's when things got serious. Now, you know what, I'm going to call her Oompa Loompa. Forget Daniela. So Oompa Loompa was literally, she didn't follow me, but she constantly, like, stalked my social media, and I used to, at that time, post about my man and all the things he's doing for me and spoiling me, because, of course, at that time I wanted to show off and how happy I am and stuff like that, social media stuff. Big mistake on my part. And eventually, at a certain time, I made a huge mistake where I left him and I decided to become selfish. At that time, I had, like, no experience with guys. Like, he was my first. He was the one that I lost my virginity to. And I was like, you know what? I want to see what else is out there. So I'm going to leave him. And I'm going to date other guys that are out there. I'm not going to sleep with them. And I just want to see what's out there. And then I'm going to go back to to Johnny. I don't know what I was thinking. Listen, I was so young back then. Like, I was just dumb. And of course, Oompa Loompa ended up finding out, and what did she do? She ran right back to him. She all of a sudden had feelings for him. This Oompa Loompa had this guy wrapped around her finger for 10 years and she didn't want him. But of course, when a woman sees a man that wanted her for so long and all of a sudden he gets a woman that's 10 times more attractive, and on top of that, he's giving her everything, spoiling her, taking care of her, paying her bills, all of that stuff. Any woman would want that. Even a woman who says, I'm a 50-50 and independent, if she sees a woman that's spoiled, she wants it. If she knows she can get it, she will take it. And I learned it the hard way. Honestly, I deserved it. I really did, because that was like the biggest wake-up call. And ever since, I was like, I'm never taking advantage of a good guy again. But yeah, like, listen, even though these things happen to me, don't ever think that you're special and it's not going to happen to you. Women are very fast to take it. Even if they friend zone the guy, if they all of a sudden see that you're better looking than they are and they see that he's doing all these things for you, they want it. She always, like, she didn't follow me, but she would, like, stalk my social media. She would look through my stories and stuff, and I would see it. And at that time, I didn't think anything of it, but once, like, I ended up finding out that she ran to him as soon as I left him, things started adding up. She only found out that we ended things because I ended up seeing her at a bar, and I ended up telling her, and the next day, that's what happened. And we all have mutual friends, so they told me that that's what happened too. And you learn things the hard way sometimes. Even I make stupid mistakes. Another way to spot these friends are if they give you bad advice. If they purposely give you bad advice, they're hoping that you will fail and end up less successful than them. If you feel like you have to keep certain information from them, maybe recent success on your career, relationship, and you just feel like you have to become a smaller person around them so that they wouldn't, feel some kind of jealousy or hatred, they're a fake friend. They're the women who are jealous of you. A lot of the times also you realize that when you glow up, these friends, for some reason, all of a sudden distance themselves from you for no reason. Like, they stop inviting you places, and when you invite them to places, they will avoid you at all costs. They will give you any excuse they can give in the book. But for some reason, they have time for their other friends. For some reason, they can post stories and they're hanging out with other friends, but basically for you specifically, they don't have time for. And this, unfortunately, sometimes goes towards family as well. Like, I feel like family is one of the people that they're supposed to love you unconditionally. Like, they're supposed to support you no matter what and trust you because they were the ones who raised you. So they should trust themselves that they raised you enough that you can make proper decisions as an adult. But a lot of family members sometimes don't understand you either. A lot of your family members, when you share that your goals or what you want, they will bring you down. They will tell you it's not possible. They are like they're the fastest to shut your dreams down, basically. And sometimes you realize that you just have to keep calm and quiet, even when they ask you or seem to be supportive, because sometimes you realize that even when you do open up to them about something, they might pretend to be supportive, and once they get mad at you, they'll use it against you. I've heard situations where this happens to women all the time, and you need to be careful of that too. A lot of parents are also stuck in their old days, and I'll give you an example. A lot of parents don't understand that there's other ways of making money. They think that the only way to make money is to go to school, such as university and college, get a degree, and that's the only way. Like, once you have that piece of paper, now only you can finally go and get a job and get money. They don't understand that people can still become very successful and have a lot of money outside of school. The most successful people didn't even go to university or college. Some of them didn't even finish it. So a lot of parents are still stuck in that way of like, there's only one way of doing things. They don't understand that there's different ways. And, sometimes when you try to tell them like, hey, this is not what I want to do. I don't want to go to university. I'd rather do this. They'll put you down and they'll say, oh, you're always going to be poor. And, so sometimes you really have to trust yourself and make sure that you're actually a smart person, okay? Because some of you are dumb. Like, you have to actually be a smart person. Like, you need to really know that you know what you're doing. And through life, you'll be able to tell when you make your own decisions whether you actually know what you're doing or whether you really need somebody to hold your hand. And you want to make sure that you're getting to yourself to a point where nobody needs to hold your hand. Like, that the decisions you're making are good decisions. And if they're not going to be good decisions, you need to take that responsibility and be able to find a way to fix the mistakes or the decisions you've made. Now, my stories are not over. I'm trying to tell you how deep the hole gets when with these jealous women, okay? So remember that story about Anna and Bella, how Anna went off to Bella's boyfriend, told him about how she cheated, slept with him, all that stuff. So I caught Anna off because I was like, if you're going to do it to her, you're going to do it to me, and I'm not letting you do it to me. So I stopped talking to her. Me and Anna have not talked for years. Now, of course, I was still stupid, and on social media, I was still posting about my man. I had a new man at that time, and he was doing everything right. We've been together for a while. And I was like, look at me. I have a man who's doing this, buying me this, taking me here, taking me there. And Anna has been watching. Now, I did not know that she was still on my social media. And at that time, I would not even think anything of it because I was like, who cares? Let the haters hate, let them watch. But Anna's a little sneaky girl, okay? Listen, my man at that time that I was posting about, we have no mutual friends, okay? And she has no idea who he is. I have not talked to Anna for years. Like, he doesn't even go on social media. He was, like, not the type of guy that was even on social media. Like, he was so busy. Like, he didn't even have pictures on social media, okay? And Anna decided to add him. I don't know why. But I just remember, wow, I feel so bad for my man at that time. Because I remember when he told me about it, I just started freaking out. Because I was just thinking, like, oh no, like, she did Bella dirty. She's coming after me. And I was just freaking out. And he just couldn't understand why I was freaking out. But I'm telling you, you think these women are gone because you cut them off, but you'd be surprised how many of them are hiding behind the bush, watching your every move. Like, my experience and just, I dealt with these women so many times that now I just keep everything quiet. And ever since I've kept everything quiet, I get everything that I want. Everything that I want, and nobody's coming in between my success. Like, it is so, so, so important to learn how to stop bragging about the things you have, because like, the people out there are so gross. Like, the things that they're willing to do just to try to get what you have is just, it's insane. It just never ends. Now, there's also people out there who have relationships and marriages, and you are the reason why they fight, because that man is still not over you. And this also happened to me, okay? Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm gonna slow down with all these stories because I can give you, like, millions. But there are sometimes women out there who hate you because their man is not over you. And they will find out if they go through his phone. Maybe they'll find out that he made fake accounts to creep on you. Maybe they'll find out, like, you're on his search history. All these ways she's gonna find out eventually that he's not over you. And she's gonna creep on you, and she's gonna see that, oh my gosh, she's gonna find any way that she can hate on you. So this happened to me with this one guy who was not over me for, like, years, and he ended up getting a girlfriend. She ended up finding out about me because he made fake accounts to creep on me. And so what she did is she made a fake account to message me and was just so rude. Like, she was just sending me, like, paragraphs about how, like I knew that this person somehow knew me, because I keep my identity very, like, low key. I don't even put my real name out there, even on social medias. I've taught you guys to do this as well, because back then when I used to be on the online dating, I didn't want people to see my real name, because I don't know who you are. I don't want you to get information on my family. Like, I need my life to be low key. I've learned enough lessons, and when strangers get into my social media, I do not need you to know who I am. I don't need you to, like, I just try to protect my family and the people that I love, so I prefer to, like, really keep everything low key. So I knew that this person knew who I really was because they used my real name, and when they messaged me, and they were just pointing out, like, all these, like, flaws or things that they can find about me to kind of make fun of, like, anything could be, like, nose, face, body parts, anything. Like, they just try to be as rude as possible. And I'm like, okay, obviously this person knows who I really am because they're using my real name. They are sharing certain things that people don't know about me. Even people who are close to me don't know about me. So I was like, this person knows me in some way. So what I did is I was being super nice, and I was like, I'm so sorry that, like, if I did anything, please let me know. I'm really sorry that I made you feel any type of way. Like, I was just being super, super nice and letting them know, like, please let me know so I can fix it. I would never want to, like, it seems like you're really upset with me, and I would never want to, get someone upset. Like, I don't even remember what exactly I said, but I was just remember I was being super nice to manipulate them into, like, opening up about who they are. Because this always works. When you're just really nice, people chill out because they feel like they're crazy for, hating on you. So basically, that's what I did. And eventually she told me, like, actually, I'm the girlfriend of this guy who basically couldn't get over me. That's how I ended up finding out who she is. And that's all I have to say is, like, sometimes certain people are not over you, and their new girlfriend, their new wife ends up finding out, and they just find ways to creep on you, try to figure out flaws. Like, if you look at a person and you're trying purposely to find flaws on them, you are jealous of them. You simply are. Sometimes we just need to learn how to appreciate beauty, and if you're stuck with a man who's still not over another girl, leave. Like, you have to realize how crazy you look if you end up making a fake account just to send her paragraphs about all these flaws that you can find on her, just to try to bring her down and make her feel less than. If you're getting to that point, you are simply insane. You need help, and you need to get out of that relationship that you have. And ladies, these stories still don't end, because even back in school, I remember women getting physically beat up because they're pretty girls. They don't talk, they're very shy, they didn't hurt anyone, say anything about anyone. And they will get beat up by other women just because of their beauty, just because other men are giving them attention. There's even stories of women getting acid thrown at their face because some woman is jealous of her beauty. I've never heard a story like that coming. Like, I've never heard of a man throwing acid at a guy because he's successful or because he's good looking. This is why, like, I always say that men are so much smarter than women. Now, not every woman out there is like the women that I described in this whole video, of course, but there's plenty of them. And very rarely do you hear a guy trying to purposely sabotage another guy's life and try to throw acid at him or try to physically beat him up for being a good-looking man or for being successful. Men look at other men, and usually what they do is they use that as motivation. Now, is there women out there who look at other women, get a bit of jealousy, and then say, you know what, I'm going to use her as motivation? Yes, and that's how it should be. But there are still an insane amount of women who don't look at it that way. They choose to be lazy, they choose to not change anything, they choose to hate, they choose to create, a bad rep for that person. And some women go to that point where they physically hurt someone and even throw acid. Like, it's insane. And that is why I say jealous women are dangerous. And truly, like, I admire people who inspire me to change, who inspire me to look better, to do better, to want more. But there are too many women out there who ruin other women's life in the name of jealousy. Now, a lot of women, especially lazy women, will look at other women who have success, who are getting somewhere, and say, oh, well, she's lucky. Oh, well, she was born confident. They don't understand how hard it is to get to where you are. They don't understand the work that you do because you kept it silent. Successful women, especially successful feminine women, they were the ones who kept it silent. Look at Marilyn Monroe. Many people didn't know how hard her past was. She got to the top in silence. She had a lot of personal and physical development, like, she had issues with stuttering and physical appearance. Like, she had a lot of issues going on. People did not know. Afterwards, they eventually found out. But she got to the top in silence. People did not know her issues. And there's still people out there saying, oh, well, she had it easy or she was lucky. She did a lot to figure out how to get herself to the top. And women who get to the top, they do this. They figure out ways, they write down ways, they try different ways. It takes a long time, a lot of different ways to get to where you want to be, whether it's weight, whether it's looks, whether it's career. And people like to sit back, especially lazy people, and say, well, she had it easy. Okay? A lot of women did not have it easy. A lot of women did everything in silence, and that's why you think they had it easy. Now, I've also heard men say that women who don't have female friends, it basically means that they have issues. But a lot of men don't understand how sick and disgusting women can get if they're facing a woman who they think is better than them. Because men handle situations differently. Men think differently. Like I said before, men, if they see jealousy, most of them will use it as motivation. Women, if they feel jealousy, most of them will try to ruin that person. That's the difference between the two. A lot of women do this. A lot. Like that, the numbers is very high, because the only way you can truly find a person, a woman who's happy for you, is if she comes from the same mindset. If she believes that if she feels jealous, she'll turn it to motivation. Now, a lot of women claim that that's who they are. A lot of women claim, oh, I'm not the jealous type. I believe in turning into motivation. But you will learn the very hard way that they're not about that life. Many women who claim that they are those women usually are not those women. Some of them are. Unfortunately, a lot of them aren't. And why do you think women lie and say, yeah, I come from that mindset. Yeah, I don't believe in jealousy. Yeah, I believe in turning jealousy into motivation. Why do you think they lie about that? Because nobody wants to be that jealous woman. They know how hard it is, and they know that they can't control themselves to actually look at jealousy as motivation. It comes with a lot of self-control. It comes with a lot of acknowledgement, really sitting back, really thinking about it. Really telling yourself, I hate the emotion of jealousy. I need to change my mindset. It is not an easy thing to do, because jealousy it's a natural thing. It's human nature. But a person who knows how to control it and change it into motivation is a person who comes with a lot of self-discipline, a lot of self-control. And that is a person that you can trust. That is a person you want to be around. Many women are not that. You will have to find someone that's so busy working on themselves that they don't even have time to even hate on you. You will have to find women on the same level as you. But even those women who are on the same level as you can still backstab you once they see that you leave them and you reach a higher level, okay? Some will be very tempted to drag you back down. I will receive a lot of hate for talking about women this way, but any woman out there that has something going for herself knows I'm speaking facts. The women that don't have anything going for themselves don't understand how disgusting women below them get. Okay? I mean, that's just reality. This is why I don't believe in friendships, because yeah, I might meet you and we might be in the same level, beauty, hairstyle wise, all that stuff. But if I reach at a higher level, how do I know that you're not going to drag me back down? How do I know that you're truly going to be happy for me? Because still, women are not happy for that. There are some women who are. Very rare that you're going to find them. Some women walk around alone. Okay, some women might have a friend or two. And that's okay. I strongly don't believe in deep, like when it comes to friends, like I said before, there are people out there who I'm nice to at work and we can talk and we can grab, coffee during lunch. There are friends that I can go and eat lunch with, have a chat, talk about whatever it is that we want to talk about, maybe about the news, clothes, nails, whatever. But there is no friend out there that I will tell her deep information. Whatever I tell her, it's things that I don't care if they're out in public. What I don't want out in public, what I want to protect, I will not tell her. If I have something good, if I have a good man who's doing this, this, and that, I am not sitting there bragging. I am not telling her a thing. I do not know you like that, and plus it's none of your business. It's not even supposed to be that interesting to you. I'm there for you, you're there for me. I'm here to give you advice if you need it, and you should be a good friend and maybe give me a shoulder to cry on if I need it. But we do not need to get deep here. You do not need to know all of my relationship problems. You need to know where people stand with you. You can still hang around people, but you need to watch out, because unfortunately, when people see you do better, they want it. And some people become disgusting and they will take it from you if they can. Anyways, that's it for today. I think I've mentioned everything that I wanted to mention. If there's anything else that you want me to add on, fix, talk about, definitely let me know. And yeah. Love you all.